coming to you live from the chart room. This is Optimal Play. I'm Brandon, and I am here to play a solo, high score focused run in Flip Voyage, the successor to Fliptown, which just came out and fulfilled from Kickstarter in the last few weeks. I was a backer. I've enjoyed Fliptown a lot. For some reason, I've not gotten it on the channel yet, so I'm sure I probably will soon, especially because it got a new expansion as part of the same crowdfunding campaign. But yeah, I've played a few games of Flip Voyage. I'm excited to get into it here. It is medium, like, I was gonna say heavy roll and write, but now games like Tend and Hadrian's Wall have come along and are heavier. So I would call this these days a medium roll and write that is kind of nautical themed as a successor to the Wild West themed Fliptown, and it uses a standard poker deck of playing cards. I had just hesitated there for a second because I was trying to make sure the jokers aren't here, right? Oh no! All right, well, there's going to be a cut in the video as I shuffle in these jokers because you do need those for the solo mode, but we'll get to that. Actually, no, I'll just shuffle them right now while I talk. I've been playing a lot of solo games this week, and so I'm filming a few videos you might see on the channel incoming over the next month or so. Because I'm exhausted. I went to Japan with my husband. It was an awesome trip. We even got to go to the world premiere. I'm pointing at my shirt because of Mario. World premiere of the Super Mario Galaxy movie. That's not where I got this shirt. I got it from a vintage clothing store in Kyoto. But yeah, it was an awesome time. I saw Shigeru Miyamoto speak there, which like 10-year-old me who used to, read his interviews in like Nintendo Power magazine and stuff, was losing his mind. Yeah, that was awesome. Great trip to Japan. And then 2 days after we got back, my cousin and his wife and 3 young kids visited. We don't have kids, so going from 0 kids in the house to 3 kids in the house is an adjustment. They were here for a few days. And then the day they left, I drove up to the mountains for like a private, kind of a friends-only board game convention. There's 40 or 50 of us that take over a YMCA camp. In its off season, we like rent it out. It's awesome. All of those things are great, but man, I'm tired. I'm just tired. I was gonna say tired of, but no, I'm just tired. So some quiet evenings at home, or right now afternoon at home with something like a seltzer and a solo game are really just what the doctor ordered. So enjoying that an awful lot right now. And so it was great timing that Flip Voyage showed up. I'm about to play a solo game. There are kind of 2 ways to play it. You can play just going for your highest score, or you can play the Farragut's Pursuit mode, which creates sort of an abstract AI character who is chasing you. They score points very differently, but it affects the way that you have to make some decisions and stuff. I'm not going to play that mode yet. That might come in another video. For now, I'm just playing a standard high score game, and what that means is that if you have Flip Voyage, you can play along. It's a little, compared to Fliptown, which is a hard 15 rounds, the one weird thing about playing along with a solo video for Flip Voyage is that it ends at a variable time. So it could be a situation where you trigger the end of the game and I still go on for one more turn, in which case I guess just, subtract 8 points from my score or something like that, whatever you see fit. But yeah, I'd love to know in the comments if you play along how your score compares to whatever happens here, because I think that it's, I think that's just one of the fascinating things about flip and write, roll and write games is when everyone is working with the same set of options for the most part, and people come up with very different strategies and scores. So yeah, make sure you share how you did if you play along, and let's get this going as soon as you hit that like button below the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We have no Patreon or anything. That's the only way to help us out, so we appreciate when you do. Okay, let's get to it. I'm set up. We have 3 challenges here where normally you race the other players to get them for the maximum points. In this, one gets flipped over and kind of considered complete and is worth less points each time we draw a joker from the deck. That's why I had to make sure those are shuffled in for solo mode. And then I am playing as the Conseil, C-O-N-S-E-I-L. Comment below what the hell a conseil is. I've never heard that word in my life, but I assume it's a occupation and not someone's name. Hard to say. Anyway, this gives me my starting location. I am starting on that star on the navigation chart, and then I'm starting with these resources. It's a very well-rounded start. It's 2 knowledge, 2 crew, 1 salvage, and 2 treasure. And it's nice to start with 2 treasure because the challenges we got are to collect every exploration reward of any one type. That's referring to the little rewards that you get when you cross the lines in navigation. So you need to get all of the salvage or all of the crew or all of the knowledge for that. In science, to fill at least 1 level in each beaker, and then to have at least 6 treasure in your inventory, or if your special item is the treasure map, have 9. On that note though, my special item is the anchor. I can choose a movement card on some turn once per game, but do not move or track leagues, then gain 3 crew. And if you're on a star bonus action, or star or bonus action space, gain that star or bonus action again. So that seems great. I can just kind of, when a move would not send me towards a space I want to be on, I can just stay put, gain 3 crew, and probably repeat a bonus action. Seems real strong. Okay, I'm gonna get to it. I'll talk a little bit about my thoughts on this game at the end, by the way, but I'll save them for the end. So, very first round of the game is Queen of Spades, 10 of clubs, 6 of clubs. Okay, well, I really want to prioritize bonus actions with my movement. I think that kind of, like, sure, there's some stars and stuff to collect, but I really think that's the key to the navigation. So I'm seeing right here 6 spaces to a spade bonus action, or 1, 2, 3, 4, nope, it's 5 to that one. 1, 2, 3. If I took 2 damage, I could go down to that, but this one I can do it without. All right, so I'm going to mark the 6 of clubs as used for my navigation and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I get a spade action immediately. And looking ahead, I can take another spade action and just mark off this 10. So actually that doesn't, since that's in its own little area of the warfare, I guess that doesn't affect me too much. So yeah, I think I'll try to just focus on warfare, get a lot of it done. I get a lot of salvage to upgrade my ship with. So yeah, I will go ahead and use warfare. I do want to get some science bonus actions to try to knock out the challenge. So I'll go ahead and mark the 5 with the bonus action. That's gonna get me a salvage. And it's next to this heart that can get me a science bonus action at some point in the future. And then I am going to, so that's my move complete. And then I will use the queen for its suit and the 10 for its number and go back to warfare and grab this spot, another salvage, and 2 notoriety. On the board already. I almost forgot. I find this, almost every solo game for me has something that is like the easiest thing to forget, and it's usually very important too. Like in Ashes, forgetting to roll the die to see whether the solo opponent blocks when you attack. On this one, it's marking the leagues. So if you don't know how the timer on the game works, each time that you use a card for navigation, you have to mark off that many leagues from the top of the track. I usually just use an X counting down, so there we go. When our score in notoriety and our leagues traveled meet, that triggers the end of the game. And in multiplayer, that triggers the end of the game for everyone. Okay, I can upgrade my ship now. It has to be one of these, it has to be the room that corresponds with one of these cards. I could go with the chart room, which says that every time I navigate to an empty space, I gain a treasure, which would help with the challenge. But I really think the key for navigation is to get all the bonus actions. Just go bonus, bonus, bonus. And I'm gonna navigate 1 fewer time because I'll use the anchor at some point. So I don't think I like that one. The armory lets me modify my number when I take a liberation action. I'm also not the biggest fan of that. So I think I'll go ahead and buy the workshop. That gives me, that makes the upgrade costs in the future cost 1 less salvage. So I spend 3 salvage and a crew on that. We'll circle that, and that's live. You get 1 notoriety when you buy an upgrade. And then future ones will be cheaper. I think that works. Okay. And yeah, I kind of forgot to, I'm worse when I'm solo monologuing a little bit for the camera. I'm worse at remembering all the things I want to say than when I'm with my friends on camera, because they help me remember. But obviously this is not a learn to play video, so there are some good ones online, so please let me know any questions you have about why something worked the way it did. But yeah, this video is kind of aimed at people who know the basics. If you've played Fliptown, you can probably just keep up. It basically is just the navigation minigame instead of the poker minigame. Okay, next action. We have a 3 of hearts, 8 of clubs, 9 of clubs. So I was kind of hoping for a 4 so I could go through those 2 stars and grab this diamond bonus action. I still could. So I was really hoping for a 4 to get here and go through those 2 stars. I think I'll go ahead and make this 3 into a 4. That sticks me taking a liberation action, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but bonus actions are just so powerful because you can use them as any number that I think that's the play. Oh, I am realizing that I forgot to grab my bonuses from navigation. So I will take a knowledge from crossing this line and a salvage from crossing that line from my previous one. And then if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, I use a knowledge to make the 3 of 4, and I get a diamond bonus action. I'm leaning towards focusing on science and warfare, so on adventure and liberation, what I think I want to do with any actions that I end up taking there is to get as many bonus actions as I can. So like science bonus actions are great, so I think I want to kind of mark next to this heart first. So I'm just going to take the highest. The way adventure works is you have to fill in a top row bubble, and you write in the value that you're using, and then as you fill in the top, anywhere that you can write below 2 already filled in ones with a lower value, you can then proceed downward. So I'll go ahead and put a king there. That gets me a treasure. And it's next to a heart, so I'm working towards a science bonus action. Okay, I also got 2 notoriety for that, and I traveled 4 leagues, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm up at 91 as marked. Okay, I also crossed this line where there's so many little things going on for the navigation alone, and then you use the other 2 cards for what I think is usually a much simpler process, taking an action. It's a funny little design. The only bonus I can get for going through that is the crew, and the downside of going the way I did there was that now as I leave this square, there's kind of nothing to get. But oh well. Like I said, bonus actions I think are king. So it doesn't really matter. I'm taking a club action, so I'm going to liberation. I guess I would rather mark the 8 than the 9, because that works towards a spade action and doesn't damage me. So I'm going to use the 9 for its suit, the 8 for its value, and mark off 8 in liberation, which gets me a crew. In liberation, you're just marking these spaces as the numbers, or based on the value of the card you use. You either get crew or damage, and then you earn some points when you finish rows and get bonus actions as you finish columns. Pretty simple. Honestly, all of these are simple. I think that like pretty much every single one of these action types is simpler rules-wise than Fliptown. Okay. That's the round then. I'm going to clean these up. Oh, wait. I can upgrade. And actually, I think I would like to upgrade. I'm looking at the library, which is going to cost me 1 salvage, which is good because that's all I have, thanks to my discount on the workshop. And then I can convert salvage to knowledge and just kind of be more flexible with my modifying cards with knowledge going forward. So that seems pretty good. My other options are the super propeller, which gives you treasure when you get hit damage in the adventure. I can't afford it. And the laboratory, which I can afford. Oh, that lets you mark anything when you, sorry, that's not right. It lets you ignore the order of filling in the beakers on science. That's also very good. I actually think I'm gonna go for that right now. So it's gonna cost me 1 salvage and 2 crew. And gets me a notoriety like all upgrades do. Okay, so I'm getting a discount on upgrades and ignoring the order in science. So that seems good. Maybe I'll even take a science action someday. I was just saying that I planned to focus on it. So far, it's the only one that I haven't done yet. I can probably use my anchor on a science bonus action to help with that. Okay. 8 of hearts, 8 of spades, Jack of hearts. Is 8 the number to get to this heart bonus action, speaking of which? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What about this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That seems good to me. Okay, so I am going to take the 8. I will... Oh, there's a heart here too. Okay, so it just keeps me flexible by using that for travel. I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, marking off my previous location. I went through a star, so I'll gain that star. And I am taking a heart bonus action, speaking of which. And that can mark off anything. So, I think I want to work towards the spade bonus action over here. And I want the knowledge, so actually I'm just going to mark off, even though I can go in any order because my laboratory, I just want to mark off the bottom of this and get the knowledge. And then I'm also going to get a knowledge from the navigation bonus, and I marked the notoriety I got, right? Yeah, I think so. Okay, that seems good. And then I can go ahead and take a science action at an 8 or a warfare action with a jack. Neither one's bad. I don't have any salvage, so I wouldn't hate getting some salvage. But I'm going to keep going on science and try to get this bonus before the jokers complete it for me. So I will go with the heart suit and the 8, and because of my laboratory, I can mark off the 8 here, even though it's out of order, and that gets me knowledge. So I have tons of knowledge. I can start really modifying cards. Last thing is I could buy an upgrade. I have no salvage, so it would need to cost 1 salvage discounted to 0. Looking at my options, the 8 and the jack both are not affordable. I also could repair damage with 2 crew, but I don't have any damage, so we're just gonna move on. 3 rounds in, I feel kind of scattered. I don't know if I'm accomplishing enough, but let's see what the next round has. 3 of spades, 7 of clubs, ace of clubs. Ace is a weird one because it's not very useful for traveling. 3 can't get me too far. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like I could modify it and end up on another heart. This could just be the time that I use my anchor. I think I'm gonna do it. Just take another hard action. So I'll use my anchor. I'm gonna choose a movement card. I wanna do warfare, so I wanted to keep the spade, and ace looks just fine because that gets me salvage. So I will choose the 7 to be my navigation card. And then I'm going to use the anchor, so I will not move. I will just gain 3 crew and use the bonus I'm already on. So that's another free science action. I will go ahead and mark the 10. Let's do it. I'm going to mark the 10 because that gives me a notoriety. And I'm sorry, did I forget my leagues last time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I moved 8 last time. I did forget. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And am I marking the 7? Do not move or track leagues. Okay, so I'm not tracking leagues for this turn at all. That's correct. I didn't forget anything this time. Okay, so I got the star for science, and then that gets me a spade bonus action, which is warfare. So I don't see why not. I'm going to mark off this 2. That does get me a damage, my first damage, but that gets me a hard action, so I can bounce back to science. And now I think I want to work towards completing this challenge before it runs out on me. So I'm going to go ahead and mark this ace and get a knowledge. And then I'm set up with an any to also finish that beaker, so that's pretty nice. Okay, that's it for navigation. I'm just going to remove my special ability card from the table. That's not needed anymore. And then I can take an ace, use the spade suit and the ace value to mark off an ace on warfare and get a salvage. That seems good. All right, and then I do have a damage to repair now. If I'm not going to make an upgrade, I'll probably do that. 3 is a library, which I could afford. That's the one that lets me convert salvage to knowledge, but I have tons of knowledge and not much salvage. Ace is the skiff, I can't afford it. 7 is the ramming prow. Oh, I think I'll take the ramming prow. That's discounted to 0 salvage. It's going to cost me only 2 crew. As with every upgrade, you get a notoriety for it. And this says that when I take warfare actions and gain a salvage, you gain another salvage. So that should generate a few salvage. That seems solid. Okay, next round. No jokers yet. I haven't been keeping too much of an eye on this collect all of one reward type challenge. If I head south next towards this next heart, I'll pick up 2 crew and then just need, well, I need 3 more crew from the map. What does salvage look like? 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe I can get those. Maybe I just don't want to go out of my way for it, because I do think those bonus actions are so powerful. Ace of diamonds, 5 of spades, queen of hearts. Right off the bat, I can see that that 5 gets me through a star to the spade bonus action. And then it leaves me a heart that can do a science action. This is beautiful. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm going to take a 5. Remember to mark it, putting my leagues. It's weird because you count down. So when I say I'm at 78 leagues, I obviously haven't traveled 78, but that's where I've X'd. And then traveling 5 can make me go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, gaining 1 notoriety and a spade bonus action. That's warfare. I think I'll just, yeah, why not just make progress on this, I guess. I will mark the 3 on warfare. That does get me a damage, but that gives me a bonus liberation action. There's a club symbol there. So I'll go ahead and take the 7 to gain the crew, and that gives me a clubs bonus action. So I'm, a spades bonus action. So I'm back over on warfare. And I want to work towards this 9-point ship, I think is what I'm close to. So I will mark off the queen, gaining a salvage and a bonus salvage because my ramming prow. So that's 2 salvage. Okay, that was, oop, I'm making a mess here. Dry erase markers, gotta love them. I also have not taken my bonus for going through this line. Now I have a decent salvage income. So I guess I will take crew. And then therefore, like kind of whatever I take here is the one that I could do to get the challenge done. Or I guess science. All right, I just feel like I'm ruling out whichever one I don't take here. I'm gonna not take the salvage. I'm getting enough salvage from warfare. I'm gonna take the crew, and then I can start repairing that damage too. Okay, for my regular action, I think, well, queen is pretty good on adventure, and I could get a hard action there. Let's do it. Okay, so I'll actually use the ace for its diamond, and the queen for its value, and go to adventure, put a queen there. That's gonna damage me. I did not end up taking that one that triggers on damage from adventures, right? No. Okay, but that gives me a heart bonus action, so I get to do science anyway. And that will be, I'll just take this, I think I'm just gonna mark this beaker so that I can complete the challenge. So I'll just take the one with the knowledge. I'll mark a 2, I guess. Okay, so that's gonna give me knowledge. And I have completed the challenge to fill at least 1 level in each beaker. So 5 notoriety for that. I guess if you're playing along with me, I am not affected by you completing challenges, but you would be affected by me. Up to you whether you want to like play using my challenge timing to affect your game, or whether you want to use the jokers coming out of the deck. But from where I'm sitting, I have to use the jokers to compete with me for the challenges, so that'll work. Okay, I've done everything, right? I just need to upgrade or repair. I've got a good number of upgrades already. The ace is the skiff. Oh, it lets you convert treasure to 2 miscellaneous goods. That's pretty nice. 5 is the observation deck. Oh, it makes it only 1 science to change the suit. I'm gonna do that. I think I wanna get down to the end game and like finish one of these and score a lot of points from them. So I think that'll help a lot. So with my discount, the observation deck will cost me 1 salvage and 1 crew. And I'll get a notoriety for upgrading. And then now for 1 knowledge, I can change the suit on a card. Okay. Let's clean this up. Next round, we have 9 of diamonds, Jack of spades, 4 of clubs. Let's see. Where does 9 get us traveling wise? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I make it a 10, I can swing through all those stars and land on the club bonus action. I like the looks of that. Let's do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So I have used 1 knowledge to make this 9 a 10, and that's what I navigated with. So I'm marking off a knowledge, and that's 10 leagues traveled. So from 78 to 68, that goes by fast. And then I got 3 notoriety from going through stars, and I am going to take the... Yeah, I'm pretty close to completing that challenge on knowledge, I guess. So I'll take a knowledge here and a crew from here, keeping the crew route to the challenge also available to me. Okay, then I'm taking a club bonus action. I think I'm gonna mark off the 5 because that doesn't damage me yet. It just gets me a crew, but it leaves this 6 where if I take the damage, I get a bonus action and complete a row. And I'll probably do that at some point. Okay, so now my regular action. If I go to Warfare, I can mark off 4. I think I'm sold. Warfare with the spade, 4. I'm just gonna keep making progress there. Mark that off, get salvage. From my ramming prow, I get an extra salvage. And decision made, okay. That just leaves upgrading my ship if I want to. A 4 is the medical bay. It lets knowledge act as crew. I don't think I care that much about that. The Jack is a reinforced hull that lets 1 crew fix damage. I think that's worth it. I'm going to start fixing damage here in the back half of the game where we're approaching. This might be like my last upgrade because they have diminishing returns. But thanks to my discount, that cost me 1 salvage and 3 crew. And that's going to get me a notoriety. And then that's the round. Okay. What's next? Those jokers have got to come up eventually. I really would be surprised if I get this exploration challenge done. 6 of hearts, 3 of diamonds, 4 of spades, a sip of my drink, and we'll figure out what we're doing. If I don't mind going through the damage, there's a heart bonus action there. I want to complete some of these beakers, so that's looking pretty good. I think I'll do it. I got the discount on repairing damage. I'm going to repair damage going forward. So I take that damage. I've used the 3 for navigation. So that will be just 3 leagues traveled. And then a bonus. Oh, I'll go through. I'm taking the crew here. And taking a heart bonus action. I think why not? I will continue filling up. I'll mark a 3 here, work towards those points. That's gonna get me 1 notoriety. And a clubs bonus action, which is liberation. And then sure, I will go ahead and mark the 6. That damages me, but it completes a row, so that's 3 notoriety. And it gets a diamond bonus action. So here's where I could go down a level, but I don't think that's as good as going to the left right now, writing a king, getting a treasure, 2 treasure away from the challenge. And either way, it's worth a point at the end of the game, or in a pinch, it's a wild resource. Treasure's great. Okay. So, oh, that was all. That was all my exploration. Oh man, okay. So now I have the 4 of spades and the 6 of hearts. So I can either mark a 6 on warfare or a 4 on science. Basically, both are good. 4 completes a beaker though. I think I just want to do that, make sure it happens. So I will use the heart and the 4 to mark off that 4 And that's going to get me a knowledge from the space, and then that completed a beaker worth 4 notoriety. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. I don't think these are all beakers, right? They say it can fill a beaker, but like, isn't one of those an Erlenmeyer flask and one is a graduated cylinder? I can't remember which one is a beaker, but I know that those different shapes of scientific, laboratory vessels, I know that they mean different things, or that they have different names. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, well, I got those 4 points. Cool. I definitely want to make sure I finish this for the 9 points on warfare, and then otherwise I'm feeling pretty solid about how I've been focusing and scoring. So, lastly, I'm going to double check, but no, I don't need a library. I don't need a medical bay. I definitely don't need a chart room. So I am going to, since I have the reinforced hull, I'm going to use 1 crew to repair 1 damage. So that's basically trading in, repairing damage without the hull, kind of. I mean, it's still worth doing, I guess, but you're trading in 2 crew, which are worth a point for every 3, to repair damage, which is worth a negative point. So you're spending 2/3 of a point to gain a point. It feels like almost not worth the time you spend on that game mechanic, but once it's a 1-for-1, it at least feels a little more satisfying. Jack of clubs, 6 of diamonds, 4 of diamonds is next. 4 can get me to that diamond bonus action. It doesn't go through any useful... I went through this line again. I should have gotten that salvage. It doesn't send me through any useful navigation lines. I want to get both of these crew or both of these salvage, basically. No. Both of these knowledge, basically, to finish that challenge. 1, 2, 3, 1. But 4 gets me a bonus action in adventure without a damage. So that seems pretty good. I don't want to focus on that challenge to a big detriment otherwise. So I'll go ahead and navigate with the 4 and mark off 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, but marking the 61. And I'll go up, right to the diamond bonus action. That's adventure. I think I'll go ahead and delve down a little bit because then I can work towards a spade bonus action here. So I'm going to write a queen there, get that treasure. 5 treasure, I'm 1 away from the challenge. And that's exploration. That was simpler this time. Okay, so that leaves me a jack of clubs and a 6 of diamonds. Neither one is exciting, is it? I guess actually I want to use the 6 for its... Yeah, because if I went to club with liberation, I've already marked 6. That's terrible. So I will use the diamond and the jack to put a jack here on this damage bubble, taking the damage, but getting a spade bonus action over on warfare. I'm going to keep getting damage, but it's worth it for the points, right? I'm going to mark this 8. That damages me again, but I get 9 notoriety for that. So I go from 29 to 38 notoriety. That's amazing. And that's it, right? Did that trigger? No, that triggered sorry. I marked the... I just lost my train of thought entirely. I marked the jack. What just happened? I took a damage. Oh, no. That was a bonus action from over here. Okay, so I was able to mark off whatever I wanted. All right. I think for a second, I was just questioning my life and whether I just did something totally wrong on warfare. No, that was a bonus action. I'm good. All that's left is to spend 1 crew, thanks to my reinforced hull, to repair 1 damage, and on with the game. Okay. Oh, that is the most stressful part about solo games to me, is that nagging feeling that I forgot something, that realization, and then of like, oh shoot, I forgot to do something, or I did something wrong, but then having to think like, or did I? It's rough. Okay. Next action. King of clubs, 5 of diamonds, ace of spades. Pretty much the only, well, okay, I guess the king is a good value for me for either warfare or adventure. So that leaves me traveling 5 or traveling 1. Traveling 1 seems bad. That doesn't get me anywhere. 5 gets me to this club bonus action. I'll take it. I'm going to go through here, marking 5 leagues, marking the 56. That went through 1 notoriety, so I'll take that. And then that went through a salvage bonus. I'll take that. And a club bonus action. I'll mark the 4 in Liberation, where I gain a crew, and I complete another row for 3 more notoriety. I'm getting really close to triggering the end of the game here, so I want to make sure that I can like complete, another warfare ship or something, kind of get one more big chunk of points by then. I think that's sort of the dream. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so that was me navigating with the 5. I'll mark that. And that means I'm going to take the king action on warfare. Is that what I want to do? I could also... I got those upgrades for knowledge. So I could do something, I could spend some knowledge, do something else. I could make the king a jack, focus on this ship that it's more realistic to complete. Or I could I could make the ace a heart so that I could go to science and try to complete this 8-point beaker. I think I like that, because I don't take damage in that process. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to spend a knowledge to make the ace a heart. So, and that was 1 knowledge instead of 2 because I have the observation deck upgrade. So then I can use the king to circle the top of this flask because I have the laboratory. Putting the upgrades to good use at least, that feels nice. I gain a knowledge and I'm working towards that 8 points. That's, I think, my goal to grab by the time the game ends. I would also like to get this 5 points for 1 more treasure. So we'll look for a diamond. Oh, I'll get a diamond bonus action from that flask. Okay, great. This is going great. So that was using the ace for its suit and then changing it, the king for its value. I'm not going to overthink it. I am just going to use 1 crew to repair 1 damage again here at the end of the turn and move on. Will this be the final turn? It seems likely. So I wonder if I can complete these challenges. Oh, there's a joker. Well, right on time for me to maybe grab, I could have grabbed the last 2 crew here if I just went up this way, but this challenge is completed by the system of the game, making it worth only 2 points, so we will see if that's the way I go. Boy, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's just the right number to go there and get a club bonus action. Oh, I think I do want to do that. Which makes it really sad that the challenge flipped because I'm going to complete the challenge. Yeah, I think that's the pretty clear play. So I will use the 7, marking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 49th space, and I'm guessing the final one. Because then I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So a few things happen. I get 2 crew from going through those lines. That is all the crew collected, and so I've completed this challenge for 2. And then I take a club bonus action. If I go here, marking the 3, I do take a damage, but that gives me a heart bonus action. So with that, I will... Oh, I'm realizing that I have a problem getting this completed. Oh no! I thought that I was going to get both sections of this flask left, but the numbers are too low. I would have to spend, well, to get from 2 to jack, how much knowledge would I have to spend? Too much. I have 8 knowledge. I have a lot of knowledge, but brutal. So that won't quite work. Well, I'll take the heart bonus action. I guess then, I guess then here's the most points. I use the heart bonus action to mark this 7, because that's 1 point, and a club's bonus action, which I can come over here, collect this crew, and complete another row for 4 points. 1, 2, okay, so I've officially triggered the end of the game. And that's the bonus actions from my exploration done. And so now what? probably, since I can't complete a flask at science, well, I could complete the any flask. Well, let's look at this. If I complete the any flask, I get 1 star. I complete, or the any flask, the small flask that has any at the bottom, so I can use any number here. I get 2 stars for the completion of it, and it gives me a spade bonus action. I can go over to Warfare, mark the 7, and get a diamond bonus action, and then come over to Adventure and use that to get a treasure, completing this challenge for 5 points. So that's a good chunk of points out of this final turn. Is that the best option? I could also go mark the ace at Liberation using just the cards as they are, and that would give me a spade bonus action, which would give me a diamond bonus action. It would get me to a similar spot, but it wouldn't get me those points from science. I think that's a little worse. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the suit and the value here, but I'm gonna mark the any. So that's 1 point and 2 points for completing that beaker. And then that gets me a spade bonus action. So I'll go over to Warfare. I'm gonna mark the 7. It doesn't quite complete that ship, sadly, and it gets me a damage, but it gets me a diamond bonus action, which I can use to go up there with a king, get that treasure, completing the treasure challenge right here at the end for 5 more points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's the game. All that's left is to take 1 more sip of my drink, both for my sanity and my voice, and add up my score. So, my points on the track, 57. It's pretty good. Oh, sorry, as the round ends, I can spend 1 crew to repair 1 damage final time. I absolutely will. Okay, treasure, I have 6. Other things, I get a point for every 3, so that's 3 crew, 5 salvage puts me at 8, and 8 knowledge left at the end puts me at 16, so that's 5 points. And then minus 5 points for my 5 damage. So 63. If you're playing multiplayer, there's also endgame leagues bonus. Whoever traveled the furthest, or sorry, the least far gets a bonus. But I think you ignore that for solo. Okay, 63. I've played this 3 or 4 times now. I think that's a pretty average score. So I'd be curious how you compared with the flops of cards. If you did decide to play along with the video, I'm very interested in how you compare. I think this game's all right. That's where I land on it. I had fun playing it. I just think I like Fliptown a lot more. I think there's 2 big reasons. Flip Voyage feels very calculated, right? All 4 of the things that you can do basically boil down to making marks depending on the number that you did and trying to complete rows, or in the case of science, columns. But all 4 of them work like that. And the rewards you get for completing the rows, or for science columns, are always points. You don't get a variety of things from that like you do in Fliptown. And then just there's no, Fliptown has the robberies where you're playing a kind of a push your luck game, like a little game of chance to see how it goes and add some excitement. And it has the trail where you can only move forward, so you have to think about that in sort of a larger sense over the course of the game. And these 4 just all feel really samey. They're very, they're different in that you get knowledge from science, salvage from warfare, treasure from adventure, and crew from liberation. But again, because that's so set, where it's like clubs get you crew, treasure gets you, or diamonds get you treasure, again, it just feels really rigid and just it just feels really balanced almost, at the expense of the game being as interesting. That's yeah. And then the other issue I have with it is the flavor, I think, is nonsense here. It's kind of nonsense in Fliptown, but the Wild West flavor, something about the Wild West with playing with an actual poker deck, which that was the first Flippin' Right where I had done that at least. That was super cool. But then just the flavor of You are, committing robberies, so there's a chance that they succeed, but you get big stuff. But then you're having to manage your wanted level. That's way more interesting than damage. And then that chance that the sheriff arrests you or not, and the opportunity to bribe them. Robbing graves and moving down into the mines. Like, all those things are just thematic cohesive in a way that doesn't make as much sense to me here. It's like we're balancing between being a science vessel and going deep down for treasure, and then for some reason showing up in a submarine on a coastline to liberate people from oppressors with no kind of further understanding of why a vessel that is also doing science would do that. It doesn't make any sense to me. It also doesn't make sense that like we're supposedly like slowly liberating one coastline, and yet we're traveling, leagues and leagues all over the place. I just like, I don't get it. So that's the other thing that irks me about this. Yeah, like in a vacuum, I think that this game is solid. I enjoy it. I'll be playing it a few more times, including I'll do one more game on the channel, I think, using the Farragut's Pursuit kind of module that changes the way solo works. But I think Fliptown's just going to be my go-to still for this type of game, for the flip and right that has just a lot of levers you can pull and a lot of things you can try, and a lot of like moments with the robberies and the sheriff arrests and all that stuff. I just think that one's gonna have more staying power for me. But anyway, I still enjoyed this playthrough. I hope you did too. I really hope you played along and let me know in the comments how you did. But even if you didn't, thank you for watching. And we've got all sorts of playthroughs on Optimal Play, usually a couple dropping every week, all sorts of games. So I hope you'll continue to check out the channel, and we'll see you on the next one. Till then, be optimal.